it seems that the head butcher of C.J. Robbins' butcher shop in Warminster is a master mason. Indeed, I've also just spotted a C.J. Robbins butcher shop van parked in the car park behind the Masonic Hall that is unauthorized for public use. So indeed, this only confirms the Masonic butcher shop connection I've steadily been explaining over the course of these videos. Indeed, C.J. Robbins' butcher shop in Warminster is a key appendage of the MI6, GRU, Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, intelligence networks, organ trade. Indeed, as I was stating in the previous video, every 4 years, 4,000 Russian mental patients are shipped from Vladivostok to the Barnstable region and are then transferred in lorries and butchers' vans to Wiltshire, especially Devizes, but also to C.J. Robbins' butcher shop in Warminster. Indeed, the butchers of C.J. Robbins in Warminster are watching me, wondering when I'm going to start talking about them. It's too late for that. I've already started talking about C.J. Robbins, the butcher's shop in Warminster, which is directly interconnected with Walter Rose and Sons butcher shop in Devizes. Indeed, the butchers of C.J. Robbins' butcher shop in Warminster are slaughtering homeless people and mental patients in Masonic ceremonies, attempting to conjure up their Messiah, which will help the British police erect their police state and the formation of a new Masonic religion for the commoners. So it's all very interesting. The commoners will be forced into a Masonic religion by the appearance of the Masonic Messiah, who is Antichrist. So it's all very interesting to consider the butchers of Wiltshire are attempting to summon the Masonic Messiah via huge amounts of ritual sacrifices occurring in the basement, cellar systems, vaults, and labyrinthine tunnel networks beneath the butcher shops of Wiltshire. It's all very interesting to know. I've already explained the connections between the Rose family and the Rosicrucian order, and how all of this interconnects with a MI6 crypto-analysis network known as the Orchids. Indeed, the Orchids are developing certain AI systems via Palantir, which will basically mind control the population in the future when the police state is erected in the United Kingdom. Indeed, these butcher shop networks are directly interconnected with Rupert Lowe's networks in attempting to establish a techno-fascist police state in the United Kingdom with an exoteric religion based on Freemasonry. Indeed, this is what is occurring. Indeed, as I've stated, the butchers, such as the butchers who are Freemasons of C.J. Robbins' butcher shop, are ritually sacrificing homeless people from the UK and the United States and mental patients from the UK, United States, and Russia. Indeed, they are sacrificing all of these innocents to the Masonic demon gods in butcher Freemason ceremonies beneath the butcher shops of Wiltshire, attempting to summon the Masonic Messiah, and therefore the implementation of the British police's dream police state can occur, all overseen by networks of MI6 and the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. Indeed, these networks are subletting elements of the organ trade to the GRU, and in exchange for the providing 4,000 mental patients every 4 years for these ritual sacrifices, the butchers of Wiltshire, through the MI6 pipelines for organs, provide Russian elites with organ transplants. So it's all very interesting to consider. This is a rotating circle, basically, of organised criminal activity, all overseen by Wiltshire Police. Indeed, Wiltshire Police are completely aware of the fact that the pederast butchers are conducting an enormous organ trade. Indeed, this organ trade has been going on in Wiltshire since the 1930s, when networks of MI6's Orchids network, which wasn't known as the Orchids in those days, interconnected with Felix Jasinski's networks of the KGB and set up the organ pipeline across Europe, headquartered in Wiltshire. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, C.J. Robbins have actually been watching this channel, apparently, and they're waiting for the right moment to lure me into the butcher's shop, whereby they will attack me with cleavers and then do the same to me as they've done to all of the other homeless and mental patients. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, this town, i.e. Warminster, is run by a network of Masonic pederasts and satanic child ritual abusers and organ harvesters, coordinated by operatives of the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst operating through the Warminster military base. It's interesting to consider that there are many triple agents at Warminster military base. They are foremost Defence Intelligence, i.e. British military intelligence capacity operatives. There are also GRU moles, but their true loyalty is to the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, which seem to be running the satanic agenda. It's also interesting how this network interconnects with operatives within the town itself, such as the pederast mayor of Warminster, Councillor Jack Jones, who has a fetish for male toddlers, and his interconnecting networks of councillors, and of course the Warminster police, who are all perverts. So it's all very interesting to consider how this links up. Indeed, the population of Warminster are afraid of my creepypastas, apparently. And this has a lot to do with the hostility that I'm receiving on street level. Indeed, I have started being moved on from places where I am sitting by landlords who are interconnected with what I'm exposing, which is all very interesting indeed. I think it's only a matter of time before the population of Warminster kill me. So I've got to get as much information out into the public domain as I possibly can before C.J. Robbins organizes some sort of hit squad to drag me into the shop. So it's all very interesting. As I stated, the meat from the homeless and mental patients that are ritually sacrificed by the butchers at C.J. Robbins is sold as pork in C.J. Robbins' butcher shop. So anyone buying pork products from C.J. Robbins' butcher shop is consuming human meat. So it's all very interesting to consider that little truth. Indeed, I'm pretty sure that large percentages of the Warminster population are aware of the butcher shop conspiracy. But it's all very interesting. There is a culture of silence occurring in this strange little garrison town. Indeed, I've noticed certain people looking at me in a certain way, which could mean terrible things are going to occur. But we'll see what happens. Indeed, the Masonic lodges operating out of the Masonic Hall in Warminster, i.e. Longleat Lodge and Wyvern Lodge number 8620, are operative as part of this overarching Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst conspiracy, whereby networks of satanic child rapists are operative around Wiltshire, coordinated by the Freemasons of the Masonic lodges. Indeed, these 764 networks are usually handled by local Freemasons. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the gang stalkers, although operative for Warminster military base, were organized by local Freemasons. Indeed, they were most probably predators who were being dangled out there and therefore were forced to gang stalk me. However, a lot of gang stalkers seem to delight in their activities because they are really filthy people. So it's all very interesting to note. Indeed, I'm being observed at all times in this town by MI5 and Defence Intelligence, i.e. the British military intelligence capacity. The security services are seriously concerned about the possibility of my creepypastas becoming public knowledge in the town. So all attempts are being made by the security services to keep people off my theories, basically. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, 4,000 Russian mental patients are transported from Vladivostok to Wiltshire every 4 years and are ritually sacrificed by butchers to their demon gods, butchers who are attempting to summon the Masonic Messiah so that the face of Britain will change completely with an exoteric religion that shall be based on ritual abuse, cannibalism, necrophilia, and human sacrifice, becoming the mainstream form of worship in the United Kingdom. Indeed, it's interesting to note what role the Faith of Ishmael play in this. Indeed, they are scapegoats, in a sense, because the rape gangs and activities of the Faith of Ishmael, including the terrorist networks, are all run by British intelligence and Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst networks. So it's all very interesting to consider. The British police also oversee the entire rape gang agenda. So it's all very interesting. The Faith of Ishmael are being set up as scapegoats by the British police and the British authorities, so that the British police and the British authorities can implement a police state. And everyone following the far-right agenda is going along with that plan, as are the far left, interestingly. As I've noticed, the hippie population of Wiltshire are fascist in their ideologies, and they're also becoming increasingly white supremacist, which is all very interesting indeed. It's all very interesting to note the Faith of Ishmael are being set up as scapegoats, and in the past I've targeted them when I should have been thinking a little bit more about what was really going on. Indeed, it's all very interesting what the elites are attempting to do here. They want to introduce a Masonic religion for the population. So the Masonic religion will no longer be simply esoteric, it will also be exoteric. Though to climb higher in the religious structure, you would need to be of a certain level of intelligence. Therefore, the system would take the form of a IQ-based technocracy, basically, which is what such networks as the rationalists are basically gearing up for. Indeed, Peter Thiel of Palantir is heavily involved in the construction of this religion, which basically has New Age tendencies, so will appeal to the hippies, but it is a Freemason religion. However, the New Age movement was created by Freemasonic branches of British intelligence anyway. So it all interconnects. Indeed, these events are basically expected to take place in the next 15 years. So in 15 years' time, the face of Britain will have been completely changed. Indeed, we're expecting the creation of a secret police modelled on the KGB during the Soviet era, with elements of the Stasi and Gestapo networks. Indeed, it will be a Nazi network, this secret police, but with the structure of the KGB. So it's all very interesting to notice. Indeed, it seems that V for Vendetta, the movie, was in many senses predictive programming. And it's interesting to note that the system that is going to take place will be AI driven also. So many of the political figures will solely be on screens. So it's all very interesting to note what is going on in the United Kingdom. Indeed, the entire British far right leaders are Masons, and they're all in on this scheme, just as are the political left, who are Fabian socialists and eugenicists. All these networks are in on this. Indeed, they hate me. They hate mental patients. It's all very interesting to consider. It's interesting to note that the C.J. Robbins Butcher's Shop network are anti-Semitic Masons and are operative for the Mossad. So it's all very interesting. As I've stated, the Mossad are aligned to the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. The Mossad are a Nazi-aligned network. It's all very interesting indeed. These ritual sacrifices of the Masonic networks, including the Butcher's Shop, wish to cause a huge slaughter of Hebrew commoners, mental patients, gypsies, and Slavs, including Poles in the UK. Indeed, the Faith of Ishmael being set up as a scapegoat, though the Freemasons have always had networks of Ismaili assassins who they utilize for certain operations, as seen in a lot of global terrorist attacks that weren't actually carried out necessarily by the white guys, even though the majority of Faith of Ishmael terrorist attacks on British soil have been carried out by white guys, but the ones that haven't have been carried out by Ismaili assassins operating for the white supremacist networks of the British Freemasons. So it's all very interesting to note all of the smoke screens that the cryptocracy are basically putting out there. Indeed, C.J. Robbins Butcher Shop has so far this year murdered 800 British homeless people, 4,000 American homeless people, and 484 Russian mental patients. So it's all very interesting to consider the sheer amount of slaughter that is going on in C.J. Robbins' butcher shop in Warminster, in the basements and crypts and vaults beneath C.J. Robbins, which is interesting considering it is opposite the Masonic Hall. So there is a labyrinthine tunnel and passageway system that interlinks the Masonic Hall in Warminster to the C.J. Robbins butcher shop. It's all very interesting, the interconnectivity between the Masonic lodges and the butcher shops. For instance, in Devizes, the Moonraker Lodge number 8747 directly interconnects with not only the Wiltshire Police headquarters, but also Walter Rose and Sons Butcher Shop in interlinking tunnel systems, and indeed in Warminster, the Warminster Masonic Hall directly interlinks in ideology, commitment, and tunnel systems to the C.J. Robbins Butcher Shop. Wyvern Lodge number 8620 directly oversee the operations of C.J. Robbins Butcher Shop in Warminster. Indeed, I'm going to end this video in a second, but the thing is, the population of Warminster should know I'm not out to get them all. I'm only creating these creepypastas because they are based in truth, and the truth about these horrendous butcher shop Masonic rings needs to be exposed to the world, and how they interconnect with the British intelligence services, British police, the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, and the Russian military intelligence services, who are part and parcel in this huge criminal octopus, basically. Indeed, I'm going to leave it there now.